Welcome to the second in-depth video of Plan, Do, Study, Act cycles, or PDSAs. In this video, we are going to be discussing the do phase. We are going to begin by describing the key tasks for the do phase. Then, we are going to transition into considerations for the two major areas of work in the do phase. The first major area of work is implementing the change idea. The second major area of work is collecting data in alignment with the measurement plan. Remember from our PDSA cycle overview that the do phase is the second of four phases in PDSA cycles. Before the do phase, you and your improvement team engaged in the planning phase. This is where you and your team specified a change idea, made predictions about the change idea, created an implementation plan for the change idea, and lastly, created a measurement plan for data collection. With all of that planning in place, you and your improvement team are now in the do phase, where you execute the test of that change idea. You are going to implement it as planned, you are going to collect data in alignment with the measurement plan, and you are going to document your observations throughout the way. These data will give you what you need to move into the third phase, the study phase, where you and other members of your improvement team will compare data and determine what you have learned from those data. During the do phase, you and your improvement team should be constantly referencing your plan from the planning phase. In your planning phase, you created two key plans. The first plan is how you are going to implement the change idea, which is one of the major areas of work for the do phase. The second key plan from the planning phase is your measurement plan, which is how you are going to collect data throughout implementation of that change idea, the second major area of work for the do phase. Along with these areas of work, you and your team should be regularly documenting any changes or any surprises that occur during implementation and data collection. For the first major area of work, implementing the change idea, you want to use your implementation planning to guide your practice. Regularly ask yourselves, what did we say we were going to do? You answer that by referring to your plan. Then ask yourselves, are we doing what we said we would? Document how well your implementation is going according to plan. Lastly, document how you are adapting the plan as you go. You may find it appropriate and necessary to adapt your implementation plan in light of surprises or unexpected changes. This is completely acceptable. Just make sure you document it to help inform the study phase. For the second area of work in the do phase, data collection, you want to make sure you are collecting data throughout the do phase in alignment with your measurement plan. Your measurement plan should include two types of measures. First, it should include process measures of how the change idea was implemented. Second, it should include outcome measures of whether the change idea is resulting in improvement. Remember, your outcome measures should be well aligned to your predictions, so in the study phase, you and the improvement team can assess whether or not your predictions were met. As you go through the do phase, be open to new opportunities for data collection. You might find it convenient, for example, to interview some participating teachers or to have focus groups of students and get their experience of the change idea. You might also find it convenient to implement some quick feedback surveys throughout this process. The reason we document so much during the do phase is because we are documenting for learning in the upcoming study phase. Make sure that you are documenting whether or not you did things as planned, whether or not you skipped it or adapted from your plan, and that you're documenting any surprises or unexpected barriers you encountered through implementation or through data collection. Here are several do's and don'ts for you and your improvement team as you go through the do phase. First and foremost, do leverage your planning phase work. You and your improvement team put a lot of work into specifying a change idea, plans for implementation, and plans for data collection. Make sure you honor and leverage that work. Secondly, make sure you and your team welcome surprises as learning opportunities. The unexpected is inevitable. The goal is not to prevent it, but to learn from it. Also, make sure you and your team are taking notes and collecting data throughout the entire process. Don't expect everything to go according to your plan, either for implementation or for data collection. As we discussed in the planning phase, there is no such thing as a perfect plan. Something will change, and that is completely fine. Relatedly, don't judge yourself or others for needing to adapt the plan. Again, adaptation is inevitable and the unexpected is inevitable. All of these should be seen as opportunities for learning. In this video, we discussed the key tasks and considerations of the do phase. In this phase, you and your team will implement the change idea, collect data throughout the process of implementing the change idea, document what went according to plan, and document what you had to adapt and or skip from that plan. Thank you for watching this second in-depth video on PDSA cycles.